Hi, Brad from WPSites.net. We've just taken a look at video number 10, which is all about installing a WordPress theme and just a general overview of the different types of free and premium WordPress themes. Now let's look at the different settings that are involved with when you install a theme. I'm a huge fan of the Genesis theme framework and StudioPress themes, and therefore recommend them as the best to choose from when you first start with WordPress. I think they provide the best package support and customization options, and most of my sites are built on Genesis theme framework. But let's just have a look at our demo site, which we've been playing around with, and I've installed the Genesis theme framework and also a magazine theme. Now let's just make a few changes to this. We'll log into the dashboard, or we can use the quick links at the top, and we can go down to Appearance Themes, and you can see here I've got the magazine child theme installed, and it's installed on top of the Genesis framework. Now let's just look at the different settings that come with these themes. Every theme will be different, but if you look at Genesis, all the Genesis theme settings are the same, and the different child themes have different settings. So let's just take a look at these theme settings. If you decide to install Genesis and choose a StudioPress child theme, this is what you'll have to configure, these settings here. So theme information, enable automatic updates is a good idea, and check this box to notify and put in your email address, and you will receive an email whenever they update the core framework, the Genesis theme framework. Color style, you can choose which color you want to use. Now this relates to the child theme, so this setting's been added when you install the child theme, which in this case is a magazine theme. So I like the blue color. Enter your feed URL. If you're using something like FeedBurner or FeedBlitz, you want to put this in here. I recommend FeedBurner, and it's a free service that manages your RSS feed. So I'll put in feeds.feedburner.com, and the ID is WPSites.net. Yours will be different, so make sure you put that in and check that. I don't have a feed for my comments, only for the main text. Now the default layout, you've got different page layouts here, and we'll take a look at that briefly. But this is the standard page layout, where you've got the main content area and the sidebar on the right. But obviously you've got full width here, and you've got different page templates, different layout options which you can choose from, which is really good. Navigation settings. Enable the primary navigation. You want some fancy drop downs in there, which is a good idea. Let's just take a look at that. Here's an example of a drop down. Now there's two navigation menus here. This is the secondary and this is the primary. So we'll select them. We want two. If you only want one, only choose one. Enables extras on the right side. In my case, I've got a Twitter link, but you could add a search form or RSS feed links, and we'll take a look at that. We'll just update these settings and have a quick look. Visit site. I've selected enable extras on the right side. I've selected posts and comments, but you could change that to a Twitter link, which is what I'm using at the moment. Twitter link, and you'll have to put in your Twitter ID in there. And you can customize the Twitter text and change that to your liking. So here we have that there. So this is a pretty good option that you have for in the design settings for the Genesis theme framework. Include a secondary menu if you wanted two menus. Check that. If you want drop downs, enable that as well. You'll have to go in and create your menus, and you do them by going to Appearance menu, and we'll look at that in another video. Breadcrumbs, you can enable breadcrumbs, and that pretty much just shows people where they are on your site. I don't use it because it just adds more clutter. I mean, it's pretty. We'll enable them, and I'll just show you what they do. But I don't think these are necessary. A lot of people seem to use them, but I don't think that they're necessary. So these are the breadcrumbs. You are here, new post, and there's a link back to the home page. I mean, it's to go back to the home page, you normally just click on the header, or you have a home link up the top here. So I don't see any sense in adding this. It just adds more clutter, really. It can confuse people. Now, comments and trackbacks. You definitely want to enable comments, especially if you're using a blog. I mean, the engagement side of things is very important. It's a way you can connect with your readers, so I'd certainly enable comments. You can even enable comments on static pages. I don't know why you'd want to, but there's no harm in doing that. You can certainly do that. I don't do it, but enable trackbacks. You can enable trackbacks as well, so you'll get a notification if someone links to you from another site, so you can enable that as well, and you can enable them on pages. Content archives. Now these will be your archive pages, and this can be category archives, post tag archives, or just your blog page archives. So you can decide on whether you want to display the full post content or the excerpt, and I think it's better with the excerpt there. And you can also limit the, if you're displaying the full post content, you could limit that, so it's highly flexible. You might want quite a large box for each post, or you might want a smaller image, like a featured image, and a small amount of text. So you can include to display the feature image, and you can include a thumbnail size, a featured image size, and 150 by 150 is pretty good. Select post navigation text. You can also have navigation at the bottom of the archives pages, older, newer, previous, next. Older, new is probably the way to go. So let's just have a look at the content archive. We've selected display post excerpts and also a featured image 150 by 150. So let's just have a look at this, and I'm not sure whether this will show up on the demo site, but we'll have a look. And the images aren't displaying because I haven't, but this is what it'll look like on your blog page, right? Regardless of whether that's your home page or a blog page, it'll show an excerpt here, which this is, and a featured image here. So I have a look on my main site, and if we go to blog, this will give you an idea of how it will look. So it'll have your main post title, it'll have a featured image here, and you can adjust the size of that, and also you can adjust the size of the content here by a character count, as we see. Where is it? Let's just have a look at that. Here, content archives. So we could limit that, display post content, and we could limit that to, you might even want more content. You might want, say, 800 characters. So let's just have a look on my main site. We'll go to Genesis theme settings. What have I got at the moment? I'm using excerpt thumbnail 20 by 20, including the featured image. Let's just change that. I'll keep the featured image at 200 by 200. Let's just see what it looks like. This is what it looks like at the moment. So let's change this to, say, 600 characters and see what that does. So this is really good. It makes the theme really flexible. These are all the benefits you get from using a premium theme framework and a premium child theme, and for a total cost of about $80 or $90 for lifetime free updates and support. I think it represents excellent value for money. See, we've just changed that, so we've changed the limit, so it adds a lot more text, as you can see. So you can make these a lot bigger, or you can make them smaller. It's really up to you. And you could also include a sticky post here, so make one of them highlighted at the top. So that's pretty easy to do. Let's just have a look at the other theme settings. That's the content archives. Your blog page, and this is the blog page. You can have your home page as a blog page, or you can create a separate page for your blog, and I'll show you how to do that now actually. And you can decide here on what you want to display on your blog page. You might only want to display one category, or you can display all categories, or you could exclude the following category IDs. So you could say, alright, I want video tutorials displaying on the or I want all categories displaying on the blog page, however I'd like to exclude the last 3, 4 or 5, and you can paste in the category IDs there. And so that'll help you customize your actual blog page, which is what they call the archive page. And you can display up as many posts as you want. You might want 20. You might only want 5. So let's just have a look at 5. Let's change this back to 400 characters. So this is really makes your customization and design really easy. You don't get all these options, these design options, if you're using the default theme for WordPress. So there we have it. So that probably looks a bit better. It's more consistent. I've got 400 characters per archive there, and I just click through to the full post. So that looks a bit better. Now I'll show you how to find the category ID. So you could exclude certain categories from being displayed on the archives page on your blog page, and the way to do that is to go to posts, click on categories. Now I'll just have to move this down. So here we go here. This is the categories list here. So you see I've got about 10 different categories. If you just hover your mouse over the edit or the delete button, you'll find down the bottom here, you'll see the category ID. And in this case the category tag ID is 102 for blogging tips. Okay, so we can go back now. We can go to the Genesis theme settings, and we can exclude all posts that is assigned to the blogging tips from being displayed in the blog archives page. So what was that? 102, was it? So we're displaying all categories, however we've excluded the blogging tips, so we put that in there. We click Save Settings. I'm pretty sure it was 102. We'll just refresh this, and there shouldn't be any posts here in the archives which are assigned to the blogging tips category. So that's a pretty easy way to customize your blog page and your archives page. Now I'll just show you how to create a blog page. If by default generally the home page is the blog page. If you don't know how to create a separate page as a blog page, I'll just show you quickly now. We'll go to the demo site, and here it is here. Let me have a look at pages. I'll just trash this. Let's have a look in trash. delete permanently. So you just log into your WordPress dashboard, you go to pages, add new, type in blog, or you can type in posts, you can type in anything you want, and you choose the blog page category. Now, not all themes offer this, but the premium themes, they offer all these different features that you can use. So you just publish that, and that's your blog page, and then you can include that in your menu, in your primary or your secondary menu, wherever you like. This is a primary menu, so we go down to pages, blog, add to menu, and there we have it. We've just added that, the primary menu. Now we need to include this up here, and we'll go to our site now, and here we have it, blog. So we've just added that blog archives page, and you can see all the posts are listed under there. So that's how you create a blog page rather than use the default, which is generally the home page. Now let's just go back to the settings and we'll finish these. Comments, trackbacks, we've done that. So this is a great feature here, the content archives. We've got the blog page. Now header and footer scripts. This is really where you want to place your Google Analytics code, which you get from Google Analytics. I've written a post on how to configure and set up Google Analytics. I'll create a video on how to do it. It really is pretty straightforward, but when you're new, it's not. It can be quite complicated. But basically, once you create a Google Analytics account, which is free, you'll get access to some code, which they call a script, and you just paste it in here, and that way everything's tracked via Google Analytics, so you'll know who came to your site, what they looked at, where they came from, and you get an enormous amount of free data from it. So that's really easy once you set up Google Analytics, and you only need a Gmail account to do that. So grab your code and paste it in there, and you can put it in the header or the footer. You can see here you get a unique number when you create a Google Analytics account. I've actually created two for the same site, so you can see the numbers here are different. So I've put one script in the header and one in the footer, so I'm tracking my sites from two different accounts, and I'm looking at reports, two different types of reports for my site. So that's where it goes, and it doesn't really matter whether it goes in the header or the footer. There's lots of debate over that sort of stuff, but Google will work it out, don't worry. So that's the theme settings for the Genesis theme framework. Now let's just have a look at the let's just have a look at the other settings that come with this. This will include any settings for your child theme. So when you add a child theme on top of the Genesis theme framework, any design settings will be included in this page, and there's really not a lot of design settings that are added, which is good really. You don't want too many, it can be confusing. There's really just the color scheme here. And everything else is there by default regardless of whether you install a child theme. So let's have a look at appearance. Let's go to headers. Now this is a pretty important part of customizing your theme. So go to appearance, header, and this will give you the size of your header. So if you want to create a custom header image, use that size. If you just want text, go down here and select show header text with your image. Now you don't have to have an image, but you can easily upload one and use that size, and the header text that will be displayed will come from here. Go to settings, general, and you've got your site title here and your tagline. So this is what will be displayed in your header area. So let's just go back and have another look there at appearance, header. I have actually uploaded a couple of header images, but we'll just have a look on my site. At the moment I'm just displaying the text, I'm not displaying an image, but let's see what happens if you do upload an image. So let's check that one. I've uploaded a couple. I could actually use both of them, and this will rotate them. Let's just click here, show header text. Let's remove that now, and we'll just want to show the image. So that's updated. Let's refresh the page, and it should show the header image here. Does it? Yes, it does. So there's the header image that I've created. So you could easily, if you've got a logo, you could easily create a header image and just add some text, add a site title and a tagline to your logo. And one of the best ways to do that is to use Adobe Photoshop or Paint.net, which is a free program for Windows users. If you're not a Windows user, if you're using Mac, try GIMP, G-I-M-P. It's an excellent free program. I'm a Windows user. So we had the size there, didn't we? 960 by 115. So if you've downloaded, let's just move this. If you've downloaded Paint.net, you click on here, new, and it was 960 width by 115. So this is the size for your header image. It doesn't have to be this width, but the height has to be the same, and you can simply make this a transparent background. Let's go to Magic Wand, highlight that, delete. That's made it a transparent background. You could easily upload your logo and put it on here. So let's see if we have something. Here we go. Just as an example, imagine this is your logo. Just drag that across, and we've added that. I know that image there is exactly 115 in height, so that fits perfectly. If it's not, change it, and we can save this. Go to File, Save As, Desktop. Let's just name it Header. Just keep it as a Paint.net file for the time being. So we've just saved that. Now we'll open this up again, and this is your logo, and we just want to add some text. We want to add a site title and a tagline, so you put it in your site. Let's make this a bit bigger. Okay, we can drag that down a bit. We can change you can use whatever font you want, so you can just very easily change this. I don't really like that too much, but I guess it's not too bad. Change the color of this, go to Window, Colors. We could change that to a blue. We could change it to a yellow. Doesn't really matter. You could add your tagline below there. Let's save this now to desktop, and let's save this as a PNG file. Save, flatten. Okay, here it is here. Now let's have a look here. I've got some social icons in there, so I really need to cut this short. I'll make this no bigger, this header no bigger than, say, 660. So let's open that with Microsoft Office Picture Manager. Let's crop it. I'll take off 400, and I've still got I'm not going to have any problems there. I haven't cut off the title. So let's just put the header image in, upload it. Header, where is it? Here we go. Upload. So this is how easy it is. If you've got a logo already, it's very, very easy to create your own header if you're using Paint.net or GIMP. So there's a new header image. So we could use that, or we could use the text. So let's just have a look what this looks like. But you can use your own colors, your own fonts. It's really easy to do this sort of stuff. So that's all right. Your site. I'll better take that off, and I'll just use my title and tagline. Sometimes you may need to clear the cache if that doesn't change, so you can just, depending on which browser you got, you won't need to delete the browsing history, and that's the case here. So I need to delete that to get rid of that that file. That image, header image, has been saved. So that's pretty much it for your different theme options. It really depends on which theme you use. So choose wisely, it's really important. Changing themes isn't difficult, as you just basically install it and you change it, but it can be a problem if you're locked into a theme for a particular reason, if you use some features that only work with one particular theme. So be wary of theme lock. That's why I recommend StudioPress themes. It's rare that you'll get locked into a StudioPress theme. Most of the code which creates the different functions and features works on any theme. So that's all in this video. And next time, let's take a look at what we'll have a look at next time. Next time we'll have a look at using widgets in WordPress. So widgets are a pretty interesting feature in WordPress. Under appearance you'll find widgets, and you've got a whole range of different widget areas where you can simply drag content in, all sorts of things in, and display them in different areas. And the widget areas, it really depends on what theme you're using. If you're using a nice theme like this, you get a really big range of different widget areas. There's a lot of these are for the home page. I've got footer widgets, I've got all sorts of widgets here. So we'll take a look at that next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers.